Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
Good morning. I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. Today, here's what we're talking about. When does that change kick in? Or when does the change kick in? Whatever change you were looking to make, the change that I know that I'm speaking from my own perspective. When does the change that I'm looking for kick in? It's almost like saying, when do I get the result? I've been looking for the results. I've been praying for the results. I've been hoping for the results. I've been wishing. I've been desiring. I've been wanting. When does those changes kick in? So I'm at the gym and I'm, when at the gym, you're doing your thing and, you can't help but see other people. I'm looking around and see other people. I noticed someone recently who may have just started coming to the gym and so I'm, you look and the eye test for the gym is kind of like, for all of us, man, I wonder how it's working for that person. Some people you can look and you can see. Some people, maybe they're just getting started. Now, let me ask you this question. Have you ever been doing something for a long period of time you didn't see any results? You're like, man, but I've been doing it and there's no change. Anybody? Has it happened to anybody? It's happened to me. Now, maybe not necessarily at the gym, but it's because I've gotten massive results. It's crazy because I looked at myself in a picture last week. My niece, she took a picture of me just before we did a video, and I looked at the picture. I looked at because I can't see my body, so I was like, oh, well, it looks a little. Look at that, like muscles and whatnot, little muscles, right? But a lot of times we do things and we're trying to figure out, when am I going to get the results? When does the change kick in? I love the conversation between Jesus and Nicodemus when he was talking to Nicodemus about the kingdom. And Nicodemus is trying to figure out, well, how do I enter this kingdom you're talking about? You're telling me I have to be born again. How is that even possible? He's trying to ask Jesus, when can I expect the change? Is what Nicodemus is asking. And Jesus is like, it just happens, man. And that's what Jesus is like, it just happens, man. When you go in, you just all of a sudden you become something different. But he's like, well, when does it happen? When will I know that I'm inside of the kingdom? And Jesus is like, son. I mean, you're so up in age and you don't understand what we're talking about. When does the change kick in? So a few years ago, I did something crazy. I've done a lot of my crazy thing in the health arena. And I said, I'm going to do, keyword do, I'm going to do 1,000 push-ups every single day of the week. I had never done 1,000 push-ups a day. I probably had never done more than 200 or 300 in any one day. I said, I'm going to do 1,000 push-ups a day. And I'm like, how is that even possible? See, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever made a goal that seemed impossible, that seemed like it couldn't be reached, and yet you made it? Have you ever done that? That particular day when I chose to do that, I thought it was dumb. Now, here's I think I got the idea from a guy named Herschel Walker. Are you familiar with Herschel Walker? Herschel Walker was American football player back in the 80s, and he was one of the first players drafted into the USFL, the United States Football League, which was supposed to basically compete against the NFL. And I'm gonna tell you, the USFL, I think the USFL could have made it because a lot of good players went. Herschel Walker played for the New Jersey Generals. I believe it was the New Jersey Generals. And I'm from Jersey. And Herschel Walker, one of the best running backs that came out that year, went to the USFL to play football. And one of the stories I heard about Herschel is that, which a lot of you guys know Herschel. I think he was trying to be the governor down in Georgia last year, and it was a lot of hoopla around that. But Herschel used to say he used to do a couple thousand push-ups and sit-ups every day. That's how he had to, because the dude was ripped. I mean, it was just amazing. Like, he's I used push-ups and sit-ups, thousands. And I remember hearing that. I says, how in the world? Now I saw his body. How you doing 2,000 push-ups a day? So when you make goals, yeah, they seem impossible. But here's the thing. If we're thinking about the change, when is it going to kick in? When am I going to get the result? I remember when I first hit the 1,000. Now, I wasn't doing the push-ups. I didn't do the push-ups for like, oh, I want to get massive and get big. I wasn't doing it for that. I was doing it for like, can I beat myself? Can I beat my mind can I get my mind to say, yep, I can do it? And I remember when it's kind of like I forced my mind to figure out a way. And I remember looking at my calendar one day because I was trying to figure, how am I going to get all these push-ups in? There's no way I can do 1,000 push-ups like, just over and over and over. And I was like, how am I going to get all these push-ups? I'm looking at my calendar, and the calendar, I'm like, look at that. You're probably saying to yourself, man, there's no way I can do anything like that, Jay. Well, if you're saying that, then join the club. There's no way I could do it either. Like even today, if I said to myself, I'm gonna do 1,000 push-ups, I'm like, I don't even want to do it anymore. So I don't want to do it. Now, if there was a reason why, key question, if there was a reason why I needed to do it, then I would do it. But I don't want to do it anymore. If I just did a couple hundred push-ups a day, great. Plenty, right? But the 1,000 wasn't merely to get a huge physique or anything like that. The 1,000 push-ups was more so to see, what could I do with that thing? What could I do with my mind? How can I get my mind to do things it didn't want to do? It's all about the change, guys. And years ago, when I discovered change as a principle is one of these things that I think we talked about comfortability this week, is one of these things that changes what we don't want to do, but changes what we have to do. Changes what we don't want to do, but changes what we have to do, because we're going to change no matter what. How do I know that? You come out of your mother's womb, and every day you live, your body's going to change, your mind's going to change, everything's going to change around you. You can't stop change. So if we can't stop change, then why don't we get on the right side of change? I heard one author say, Darren Hardy, in his book, Compound Effect, he talks about the little things. He talks about you can manage the best parts of change. If you decide that you're going to do a little bit every day, just a little bit, it's kind of like, have you ever heard the concept of the compounding of the penny every single day? And I remember Darren Hardy, he introduced me to this compounding of a penny. And I remember when he gave the story about the compounding of the penny. Let me ask you a question. I'm going to give you $3 million today. I'm going to give you $3 million. Or you take a penny today and I double it for 31 days. Which one you want? Maybe you know the story. Put in the comments. Which one do you want? 3 million today in cash, wired to your account, or just take the penny? And when I got the story, I was just like, of course I take the 3 million, because I had no clue about the end result. This is exactly how it works when you want to become successful. The penny If we fast forward to day 31, will be over $10 million. The penny did. But the penny just doubled every day. 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32, 32 to 64, 64 to 128, 128, 256, and so on and so forth. It takes about 20, like at the 20-day mark, you have something significant. But the thing is, change. The changes that we want to kick in, there's going to be some time involved. And if there's going to be time involved and change is going to happen anyway, then why don't we just decide that, you know what, I'll just do whatever it takes every day. Like I'll just do a little bit every day. I go to the gym every day, add a little bit of health to my life every single day, just a little bit. I don't go in there and work for 2 hours. Now, if I was going to be a bodybuilder, I probably need to spend a lot more time. But that's not my life. I go in 1 hour. These days I get an hour in. I used to do 45 minutes. These days I get about an hour in because I have an extra 15 minutes. When does the change kick in for you? When will you start receiving the results that you want? Shout out to my friend Shauna Bell. Shauna Bell's CPA in the area. We met last year. I think we met in June last year, May or June. And I don't know, you meet people, right? And you never know why a relationship shows up. You never know what's going to happen from a relationship. And the change, it's like, what if you quit? Think about this. You're looking for this huge change in your life and you quit 2 months ago, but the opportunity was going to come 2 months from now. What if you quit? See, when you get on the right side of change, like Darren Hardy teaches, and you do a little bit every single day, just a little bit. You're not doing a lot. You're just doing a little bit every single day, every single day, every single day, every single day. It's just kind of like if I'm working out and then I take off a week. Oh, I was on vacation. So, I couldn't work out while I was on vacation. I come back. It's going to feel like I'm starting over. Even after doing it for years on end, take off a week and see what happens. So change kicks in at the moment. This is exactly how Jesus was teaching Nicodemus, and then we're going to close. Jesus was teaching Nicodemus the same principle. Change happens at the moment of acceptance of what it is that you've desired. When you accept it, that's when the change happens. But here's the thing. It kicks in over a period of time. Seeds don't come up the day you put it in the ground. Seeds come up over a time period based on the seed that went in, based on the time that it's going to need in order to get to the place where it starts to yield the fruit. Let me ask you a question as we close. When will your change kick in? Hey, take this message today and plant the decision today of where it is you're going, the results you like, and you can even say when you're going to get there. It's no problem. But here's the thing. Just keep doing it until you get there. Guys, I appreciate you for joining me for this episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. I'm Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. God bless, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.